My beloved child, now as night falls upon the earth, I come to speak to you about something of great importance. You are being hidden, not in darkness but in light. Not because you are weak, but because you are being protected. Not because you are forgotten, but because you are being prepared. My child, there are things the natural eye cannot understand, yet the Spirit knows deeply. And today I desire to open the eyes of your heart that you may see what is truly taking place around you. There are those who watch your steps closely, but do not be afraid. They do not come to understand you, but to take from you. They do not seek light, but wish to use your light to guide their own ambitions. Their words sound sweet, but their hearts harbor suspicion. They draw near not to lift you up, but to pull you down. I have seen their schemes before they were conceived. I have heard their whispers before they were spoken. I know every step they plan, every wall they build. But do not let fear take root in you, for nothing happens outside of my permission. From the beginning I placed a divine seal upon you, a mark the enemy cannot erase. Before you knew the name of faith, I knew you. Before you understood surrender, I saw the treasure hidden within your soul. Every strand of your hair is counted. Every breath you take carries purpose. Every season you pass through is written in my design. And now I am leading you into a new chapter, the season of intentional hiding, where you will learn that silence itself can be a form of strength. Do not mistake stillness for abandonment. Do not think loneliness means punishment. I lead you into the secret place not to isolate you, but to restore you. Just as a seed must be buried before it can bloom, you too are being hidden to prepare for a radiant season of growth. Everything I do moves according to the rhythm of heaven, not rushed, not delayed, but perfectly timed. Do you remember in Scripture, when Elijah was pursued, I told him to hide by the brook Cherith, and there ravens brought him bread each day. I am doing the same for you. I will not leave you to face the storm without shelter. I cover you under the shadow of my wings. I surround you with the armies of heaven, so that no arrow can pierce your spirit. But understand this, hiding is not retreat, it is a divine strategy. For sometimes to appear too soon is to destroy what I am still building. A flower that blooms in winter will fade before spring arrives. That is why I hide you, not to make you disappear, but to help you grow in silence. I am teaching you how to hear amid the noise, to see what lies beyond appearances, to recognize my spirit in the smallest movements of life. In this season you may feel alone because I am quieting the voices around you. I am removing those who once understood you, the relationships that once felt secure. You may ask, Lord, why are you setting me apart? But know this, no separation comes without purpose. Moses lived hidden in the desert for 40 years before leading my people to freedom. David hid in caves, hunted and forgotten before being anointed king. Even my son Jesus spent 30 silent years in Nazareth before beginning his ministry. Do you see, my child? Every true glory is born in secret. I am sharpening your soul. I am stripping away the excess so that only the essence remains. I am teaching you that stability is not found in applause but in obedience. I am showing you that true light does not argue for recognition, it simply shines. My child, trust the process. Do not run from the place I have placed you. Do not knock on doors I have closed. Do not rush to speak while I am still shaping the words within you. There are messages I am inscribing upon your soul, and if you allow them to mature, they will become a sword in my hand. I know there are moments when you feel forgotten amidst the noise of the world, but my beloved, no one can forget what I have engraved on the palm of my hand. As Micah 7:8 declares, though I fall, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Remember, darkness can surround, but it cannot consume the light. When I allow shadows to come, it is so that the light within you may be revealed not just to others, but to yourself. I want you to understand that your light does not depend on circumstances, but on my presence within you. When you truly know this, you will no longer fear being hidden. You will realize that hiding does not make you smaller, it makes you deeper. That silence does not make you weaker, it makes you sharper. In the days ahead, you may see many doors close. Relationships may grow distant. Plans you once trusted may fade like smoke. Do not panic. Do not blame yourself. Do not try to fix what I am intentionally dismantling, for I am the one closing the doors that no longer serve my purpose in your life. I will not allow you to remain where my grace no longer flows. I will not let you be tied to what drains your soul. I am clearing the ground around you to prepare for a new planting. Like a gardener pruning branches that no longer bear fruit, I am cutting away what weighs your spirit down. Every cut has meaning. Every separation carries grace. Every silence holds a word from me. Trust that I never remove without intending to restore greater. I never empty a space without planning to fill it with something better. Be still. Let my spirit soothe your wounds. Let me heal the parts you still hide. Let my light fill the corners of your soul you've kept closed. For only in hiddenness can I perform my deepest work within you, my beloved child. There are things you can only learn in silence. Wisdom is not born in crowds, but in communion and quiet. I know you long to act, to speak, to step forward and prove what I have placed inside you. But hear me. My child, not every opportunity comes from me. Not every invitation leads to destiny. Some doors open to test you, not to welcome you. Some people are sent to test your heart, not to strengthen your faith. And only when you learn to remain hidden in wisdom will you discern which voice is mine, which belongs to the world, and which is merely the echo of your own heart. My beloved child, I have placed within you a sacred compass, the Holy Spirit. He whispers things your reasoning cannot grasp, yet your spirit recognizes. When you feel a stirring within, I want you to pause and ask, Lord, is this you? For what comes from me always carries peace, not haste, clarity, not confusion, steadiness, not turmoil. When the enemy speaks, he drives you into urgency, making you fear that if you do not act now, you will miss your chance. But when I speak, you sense peace, even when the path ahead is still veiled. That peace is the sign, it is my seal. Do not let feelings lead you beyond the borders of wisdom. The heart is a precious gift, but without the guidance of my spirit, it can carry you to places I have not called you to go. You must learn to let heart and mind walk together in the light. I gave you a heart to feel and a mind to discern. When these two move in harmony under my leading, you will walk in complete wisdom. Many in this world have turned zeal into the measure of faith, yet zeal without discernment breeds disorder. Emotion can blaze like fire, but that fire must be kept within the vessel of wisdom, or it will scorch the very garden I am planting. I do not want you to be a flare that flares up and dies. I want you to be a torch, enduring steady, sustained by the oil of the Holy Spirit. Do you remember Solomon's story? When I gave him the chance to ask for anything, he did not ask for power, victory, or riches. He asked for wisdom to shepherd my people. Because he sought that, I gave him everything else as well. Wisdom is the foundation of every other blessing. If you have wisdom, you will know how to steward resources, guard your heart, and keep grace. Lacking wisdom, even the gifts you receive will slip away. Therefore, I am teaching you what is more precious than gold, something that cannot be bought by experience, but only received through communion with me. You may struggle when I delay what you have prayed for. Do not forget, some gifts can be carried only by those made mature in wisdom. A child cannot bear a sword. The impulsive cannot shoulder a calling. So I am teaching you patience, to shape your heart, to bend your will, to train your soul, to choose the eternal over the immediate. There are those who want to pull you into stories that are not yours, to drag you into arguments that bear no fruit. I say to you, do not answer every call. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every voice deserves a reply. When you enter a dispute, I did not send you into you waste sacred energy on what is empty. I have not called you to win with your tongue, but to win in your heart. I have not set you on human battlefields, but on spiritual ones, and there your weapon is not rhetoric, but obedience. Do not mistake wisdom for fear. The wise do not step back because they are weak, but because they understand timing. Sometimes the step back is the greatest advance in my plan. Joseph was sold into slavery, yet that very path led him to Egypt's throne. Daniel was thrown into a lion's den, yet that place of apparent ending magnified my name. When I hide you, it is not to erase you, but to prepare you for an emergence no one can deny. I know your heart has been shattered by misplaced trust. You opened yourself and met betrayal. You called someone friend, and they proved to be an instrument in the enemy's hand. I have seen these wounds. I have heard your quiet nights of weeping, but I will not let them be wasted. Each hurt has trained you to see more clearly, to feel more gently, to discern more purely. Do not grow bitter. Bitterness blinds the inner eye. Give thanks, for these very experiences are shaping you into my likeness, slow to anger, slow to speak, swift to listen. In John 10:27, Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me." Do you hear it? He did not say all people hear, but my sheep do. Discernment is not merely a skill, it is the fruit of intimacy. When you stay close to me, you will recognize my voice among 1,000 others. As a child knows a mother's voice in a crowd, so will you know mine amid the world's clamor. And when you know my voice, you will no longer chase human approval. You will know what is true and what is counterfeit, what comes from me and what is deception dressed in light. I am leading you through a formation that trains your soul to see beneath the surface. You will read smiles and perceive motives. You will hear sweet words and sense the agenda. You will feel others' energies without being swept into them. I am training you to be a keeper of light, not only for your own life, but for other souls. You cannot guide anyone into the light if you yourself have not learned to recognize the dark. You cannot teach wisdom if you have not been forged by solitude, testing, and silence. Receive this season as a sacred school. Let me be your teacher, slowing you down, tuning your ear, clarifying your sight. I will give you small signals in ordinary days, gentle unrest, when something is not right, dreams that warn, scriptures that rise in your mind at the exact moment. Do not ignore them. This is how I speak. This is the language of my spirit. When you respond, I will reveal more. When you obey, I will speak deeper. The world grows louder by the day. Many speak in the name of truth. Many claim they carry light, but only the light born of me endures the storm. Let my word become your standard. If a thing draws you away from me, however lovely it appears, turn from it. If a relationship drains your soul, allow me to prune it. If a door opens without the accompaniment of peace, close it. Do not fear the loss, for I will not let you lose what is truly mine. When you walk in wisdom, you are not only protected from harm, you are guarded from deception. Wisdom is the invisible hedge around the soul. It does not make you cold, it makes you clear. It does not diminish your love, it purifies it. I do not want you to love naively, but to love in the light of understanding. This is love at its height, to love while seeing clearly, to trust, while discerning, to give, while keeping your soul anchored in me. And when you live this way, hiddenness will no longer be a refuge of fear, but a sanctuary of wisdom. There I meet you in the quiet, training you in every step, every thought, every response. You will not hurry to prove yourself, rush into every fight, or plead for recognition. You will need only me, and only then will you be truly free. My beloved child, when I call you to hide, it is not a sentence, it is an invitation. It is a call back to the deep place where you and I first met, where there is no human noise, no worldly rivalry, no judging gaze, only my presence saturating everything. It is there that I remake your life, not by the sword, but by grace, not by noise, but by my breath. You do not have to cling to what I have ordained. You need only let me reshape your soul with the hands of your Creator. There are things I cannot do while you stand in the crowd. There are wounds that can only be healed when you stop. There are words you can hear only when every other sound is silenced. So I have drawn you out of the race, that you might hear me without confusion. Do not resist this separation. Do not think I have withdrawn my hand. On the contrary, when you feel most left behind, I am holding you closest. As a potter places a vessel in the kiln, I place you in the fire, not to destroy, but to strengthen. This flame will not consume you. It will refine you. It melts away the dross, so the true gold may appear. Remember, child, no glory is born without fire. No light shines that has not been surrounded by night. I see your weariness. I know there are nights when you bow your head and ask, Lord, how much longer must I wait? Do not measure time by your calendar. Measure it by my purpose. When that purpose is complete, when what is within you has been formed, when your roots are deep enough to weather the wind, I will call you forth, and then you will not strain to shine, the light will simply pour out of you. My beloved child, hiddenness is the season of quiet miracles. Just as a child grows unseen within the womb, you too are being formed beneath my covering. Every spiritual cell is being restructured. Every wound is being healed. Every old thing is being exchanged for what is new. True transformation does not begin with a shout of triumph, but with a deep silence. There is one thing I want you to remember: never mistake my silence for my absence. I am still speaking, you are simply learning to hear on another frequency. Like a composer tuning an orchestra before the symphony begins, I am tuning the ears of your spirit so you can recognize heaven's melody. When you stop searching for human approval, you will begin to hear me clearly. When you stop comparing yourself with others, you will sense the rhythm of grace. When you loosen your grip on control, you will see that I have been placing something new into your hands all along. The world teaches that success is found in visibility, that worth is measured by influence. But I tell you, true worth is measured by how much of your soul I possess. Many rush to appear before their time, and their light burns out quickly. But I am making your light steadfast, unshaken by the winds of the world. You will not be a fleeting firework, but a lamp that burns through the night. And when I send you forth, the world will sense something different, not because you are louder, but because you carry a peace it cannot comprehend. Remember Joseph's story. When his brothers sold him, it seemed he lost everything, but that betrayal became the doorway to honor. He was imprisoned and forgotten, yet in the darkness of that cell, I forged in him a forgiving heart, a soul strong enough to bear glory without arrogance. Had he been released too soon, he would never have ruled Egypt. And if you were to step out too early, your own light would consume you. So let me decide the timing. I am never late, only perfectly on time, when you are strong enough not to crumble under the weight of blessing. In this hidden season, I want you to look inward, not to condemn, but to understand. Let my spirit search every chamber of your soul. See what still binds you, what fear still grips you, what wound still bleeds unforgiven. You cannot enter a new season with an old heart. I cannot pour new wine into old skins, for they will burst and both be lost. I long to pour something new, but first you must be ready. That is why I am refining you, teaching you to release what is past, so you can receive what is to come. Learn to love the quiet, for in silence you will hear my heartbeat. In loneliness you will feel my breath. In stillness you will see me move. Do not search for me in the noise. Find me in peace. I am not in the whirlwind, nor the earthquake, but in the gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19:1-2. And there you will realize I was never gone. One day when the refining is complete, I will say, "My child, come forth." Then you will carry the fragrance of heaven, the scent of endurance, of faithfulness, of trust that has been tested. Your words will no longer be hollow, for they will carry the weight of my spirit. When you pray, heaven will respond. When you sing, walls will tremble. When you touch, the broken healing will flow, not because of your effort, but because I live within you. And all will see not that you are exalted, but that I am glorified through you. So be patient in the process. Do not despair when you see no results. Every true greatness takes time to form. Like a pearl hidden in the shell, beauty is born under pressure and time. You are in that place, not forgotten, but perfected. I am the one who knows when to open, when to close, when to reveal you to the world, and when to hide you in my hands. And when that appointed time arrives, nothing can stop it. No accusation will hold you back. No door will need to be forced, for I, myself, will open it. Then you will know that every quiet season, every tear, every lonely night was not wasted. They were the foundation stones upon which I built my kingdom within you. And when you stand in the midst of the world carrying that light, you will no longer say, "Lord, why did you hide me?" but whisper, "Thank you for covering me, so I would not fade before I was complete." My beloved child, now that the light has begun to seep into your soul, I will teach you a gift that only the mature in faith can bear, the gift of discernment. This gift is the opening of spiritual eyes that see beyond appearances, recognizing truth among its imitations. For in these days, darkness no longer comes in obvious forms. It wears the robe of goodwill, of affection, of false light. If you see only with natural sight, you will think it comes from me. But when you look through the eyes of the Spirit, you will discern that it is nothing more than a flickering lamp of illusion. Therefore, I am opening your eyes to see not only what people do, but the spirit behind their actions. I am teaching you not only to hear what they say, but to perceive what their souls are speaking. I am leading you from reacting by emotion to responding by revelation. For the world has grown subtle. The enemy has learned to speak the language of light. He does not come grotesque, but gentle, courteous, even cloaked in truth. He whispers what sounds wise, but is sweetened poison. Just as the serpent said to Eve, "Did God really say?" The question seemed harmless, yet it planted doubt in the heart of man. The fall began not with rebellion, but with one tolerated distortion. Even now he works the same. He does not need you to deny me openly, only to question a fragment of my word, and the rest will crumble on its own. That is why I am teaching you to discern not merely between right and wrong, but between right and almost right. For what is almost true but not breathed by the Spirit of truth still leads the soul astray. My beloved child, at times the greatest test does not lie in avoiding what is evil, but in refusing what is good when it does not come from me. The enemy knows that once you have matured in faith, you will no longer be tempted by what is obviously sinful. So he changes his strategy. He will send you good opportunities, kind people, noble missions, and righteous causes. Yet if you pursue them without me, they will still lead you off the divine path I have prepared. Not every open door is mine. Some doors are built by human hands to lure you away from the place I have positioned you. Some hands are extended not to lift you up, but to pull you away from the light. Some praises are not genuine encouragement, but subtle traps. Only when your soul has been trained in silence with me will you recognize the slight but deadly misalignments hidden within them. My child, understand this: discernment is not suspicion. The skeptic looks at everything through fear, but the discerning one looks through light. Suspicion closes the heart. Discernment opens the eyes. A skeptic cannot trust anyone. A discerning soul can still love and believe, but knows where and how to place that trust. Discernment is the grace to love someone and still see their cracks, to forgive them without being drawn into their flaws. It is not a psychological skill. It is a gift born of deep communion with my spirit. As you walk closer with me, I will teach you the language of souls. You will not need words to know who truly belongs to me. You will perceive it in the atmosphere they carry and the quiet resonance around them. A person may say, "God be with you," yet their spirit is hollow. Another may say nothing, yet peace flows the moment they enter the room. This is how the spiritual realm operates. Light recognizes light. Truth responds to truth. Real love needs no display. It dispels darkness by simply existing. I know there were moments when you were deceived by charming words, by those who pretended to understand you but came only to drain you. You have blamed yourself for not seeing it sooner, for trusting too easily. But my child, stop condemning yourself. I allowed it not to wound you, but to awaken you. Some lessons cannot be taught by speech, only by experience. Each betrayal, each time you have seen deceit unmasked, has washed your spiritual eyes a little clearer. You have not lost. You have been refined into wisdom. Discernment is not given so you may judge others, but so you may keep your heart pure. It helps you know whom to love from afar, whom to keep near, whom to trust, and whom to entrust to me. When you walk in discernment, you will stop wasting your strength on harmful ties. Stop repeating cycles of hurt. Stop being led by emotion. You will learn to pause, to pray, and to wait. And as you wait, I will move. You do not need to argue to defend truth. Light never debates with darkness. Simply stand still and let me shine through you. Once you asked me, "Lord, how will I know what is true?" And I replied, "Look at where it leads you closer to me or farther away." That is the simplest yet deepest measure. If something makes you more loving, humble, forgiving, and peaceful, it is from me. If it leaves you bitter, proud, anxious, or afraid, it is not, no matter how good it appears. The enemy cannot produce peace. He only imitates brief excitement. True peace does not come from comfort, but from my presence. When you begin to walk in discernment, I will reveal more than you've ever seen. You will sense what others cannot sense. You will recognize falsehood, even when it wears the mask of kindness. This may make you feel lonely at times, for not everyone will see what you see. But do not fear. The solitude of the seeing soul is not punishment, it is consecration. The light in you is a flame I myself have kindled, and those who carry light will recognize one another. Like stars scattered across the night sky, they may be distant, but they belong to the same heavens. I have called you to live in the world, but not of it. I send you into the darkness to bring light, not to be dimmed by it. Discernment is the armor that keeps your soul pure amid the dust of life. When your eyes are enlightened, you will know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to move forward and when to remain still. Every action will become a prayer. Every word will become a seed. And I will cause those seeds to grow and bear fruit in their appointed season. Remember, this discernment is not a gift to display, but a grace to protect holiness. It does not distance you from others, it teaches you how to love them rightly. It does not make you cold, it makes you clear, tender, and wise. It does not weaken your faith, it anchors it in truth. And when you walk in this light, the world around you will separate into clarity, truth from imitation, light from shadow, blessing from snare. And when you see clearly, you will walk gently. For the one whose eyes are bright does not rush, they know I am leading the way. The soul that discerns does not strive, they know what is of me will stand firm. So guard these spiritual eyes, my child, for they are the gift I have given you, that you may stand, walk, and shine amid an age wrapped in disguise, my beloved child. When I opened your eyes to see, I also opened your ears to hear. For in this world there is not only one voice speaking. Many echoes blend together, many currents of sound, pulling your heart in different directions. There is the voice of my spirit, the voice of your flesh, and the voice of the enemy. If you do not learn to discern between them, you will confuse my instructions with the impulses of emotion, the whisper of heaven with the clamor of the world. Therefore, my child, discernment does not dwell only in the eyes, it also resides in the ears of the Spirit. Remember this, my voice never comes in haste. I do not shout, I do not compete for attention. My voice is gentle yet carries authority. When I speak, your soul feels peace. When I warn, you are not afraid, you are enlightened. When I guide, you are not forced, you are led. I do not use pressure, I use light. I do not awaken through thunder, I awaken through breath. The enemy does the opposite. He speaks through urgency, through hurried whispers. In your mind, if you don't act now, you'll lose your chance. If you don't speak up, you'll be left behind. But my child, I am the God of order and peace, not of chaos and fear. Many times you have felt sudden impulses that seemed right, even spiritual. But hear me, not everything that seems reasonable is holy. The enemy knows how to wrap deceit in the cloth of logic. He knows how to use strong emotion to cloud judgment. Just as when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, Satan quoted scripture, but twisted its meaning. My son answered with discernment, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. I am teaching you the same lesson. Do not react to every voice, measure it against my word. Anything not rooted in truth, no matter how beautiful, is still deception. I know there are times when you feel confused because the voice inside your mind sounds so much like mine. It speaks good things, urges noble actions, yet leaves you restless, anxious, and doubtful. Pay attention, I never leave confusion in my wake. When you are in my will, you feel clarity, stillness, and quiet strength. When another voice pulls you, you feel heavy, conflicted, and uncertain. Peace is my signature. Disturbance is the echo of another. Learn this sacred rhythm when something comes to you, an idea, an opportunity, a word. Pause. Do not react immediately. Let the first wave of emotion pass, then bring it before me. Ask, Lord, does this carry the fragrance of you? For everything from me carries the scent of light, truth, and love. Everything from darkness, no matter how sweet, smells faintly of pride, fear, or disorder. Do not be fooled by comfort. Not everything that feels pleasant is a blessing. Sometimes true grace arrives disguised as pruning, while temptation wears the mask of ease. I have given you the Spirit of truth. He is the one who helps you test every spirit. As it is written, dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. 1 John 4:1. This is not only about visible manifestations, but every influence, a person, a word, an emotion, a thought, even a vision. When you sense something, test it with these 3 questions. Does it cause you to love me more? Does it draw you closer to humility? Does it produce lasting peace? If the answer is no, then you have heard the wrong voice. I do not want you to live in fear of every sound, but to walk in awareness. Like a musician who knows each note so well that even a single discord is instantly recognized, you too will learn to discern in the Spirit. The closer you stay to me, the quicker you will recognize what does not belong to me. The nearer you stand to the light, the more easily you perceive even the faintest shadow. So, remain near me. Do not drift from our communion, for it is the birthplace of all discernment. There will be times you hear voices within echoes of your past, your failures, your fears. They whisper that you are not enough, that you have missed your chance, that you are no longer chosen. But pause, my child, and ask, does this sound like my Father? For I never call you by the name of shame. I never speak to you through guilt. I will never correct you with humiliation. When I discipline, I always leave hope. When I confront you, I always preserve your dignity. If a voice makes you feel condemned without repentance, it is not mine. If it makes you feel small without reminding you of grace, it is not from heaven. Let my word be your mirror. Anything reflected differently is false. Yes, discernment can feel exhausting at times, but do not mistake it for burden. Discernment is freedom. When you know my voice, you will stop wandering in confusion about my will. You will walk with calm assurance. That is when you will master the holy art of illuminated silence, understanding that not every question requires an immediate answer. Sometimes the greatest answer is the stillness of faith. When I am silent, it is not absence. It is training for you to live not by signs but by relationship. I am teaching you a spiritual skill. Few are willing to learn the art of listening with the soul. When you hear with the ear, you receive sound. When you hear with the soul, you perceive intention. I want you to hear me, even when I do not use words, in the breeze that brushes your face, in the light of dawn, in the stillness of night, in a scripture that suddenly burns within your heart. Then you will know that I have never stopped speaking. You were simply not yet tuned to my frequency. When you learn this, you will discover something miraculous. Every silence becomes a dialogue. Every waiting holds a promise. Every breath is evidence of me. You will no longer fear losing direction, for you will know my tone. You will not be manipulated by others, for you will know when I am not speaking through them. You will not be tossed about by 1,000 prophecies, for you will distinguish the resonance of heaven from the echo of man. And then you will live freely, not freedom to do as you please, but freedom to stand in this world without being shaped by it. My beloved child, now that your spiritual eyes are open, let me teach you one final lesson in this season. Do not fear the darkness. I know that in the past you trembled when you saw evil, when you heard disturbing voices, when you sensed heavy energies around you. You tried to escape, to shut your ears, to withdraw. But childlight was not created to flee from darkness. It was created to enter it and drive it away. When you truly abide in me, you need not fear what belongs to the dark, for the light within you is stronger than the darkness surrounding you. The enemy will try to convince you that you are fragile, that if you encounter evil, it will taint you. But I tell you, light cannot be defiled by darkness unless it chooses to extinguish itself. So walk forward with open eyes, not in fear, but in the royal authority of one who carries light. I did not teach you discernment to make you a judge, but a watchman. A watchman not only sees, but intercedes, shields, and stands where others will not. The world is crying out for souls like yours, those who see the darkness clearly yet stand strong without being consumed by it. When I opened your eyes, I also gave you the heart of an intercessor, a heart that stands between light and shadow, trembling not in terror nor pride, but burning with love and power. So rise, my child, and stand in your calling. For I have not only opened your eyes to see the battle, I have anointed your heart to shine in it. My beloved child, do you know this? My child, darkness is powerful only when no one lights a lamp. But when even a single candle is lit, the entire room changes, and I have placed that candle within you. Do not avoid the darkness, but do not descend into it either. Be present without becoming absorbed. Just as Jesus stood among sinners, he did not withdraw from them, but neither did he allow them to dim his light. The light within him was strong enough to shine and transform. I desire the same for you, that the light in you would work likewise. Do not be afraid when you see evil. Do not panic when you hear venomous words. Remember, if I allow you to see it, it is because I trust that you are strong enough to stand in that place and intercede. When you sense heavy energy, do not flee. Breathe deeply and say within your heart, "The light of God dwells in me." That is not merely a statement, it is a heavenly activation. The moment you speak it, my spirit will stir within you, and all darkness will retreat. For I am in you, and wherever I am, there can be no endless night. My child, understand this: mature discernment does not lead to fear, it leads to freedom. You will see much, hear much, know much, but none of it will steal your peace. You will perceive deception without becoming bitter. You will recognize falsehood without becoming angry. You will witness brokenness without falling into despair. For you will know that I am working. You will know that though the world trembles, my throne stands unshaken. The discernment I give you will not isolate you from people. It will teach you how to love rightly in the right place, in the right way, and in the right measure. You will know when to speak and when to be silent. You will know who needs to hear words and who only needs prayer. You will learn that love does not mean permission, it means boundaries shaped by grace. Some souls will come to you to pour out their pain, but I will teach you how to listen without carrying their burden. You were not created to bear every weight, but to be a conduit of healing. When you listen, listen with my spirit, not with your weary heart. When you show compassion, let it flow from me, not from your own emotion. For if compassion is not enlightened by my spirit, it becomes a snare that drains your strength. Remember this, even love must be discerned. True love does not indulge sin. It reaches for the soul. True love does not excuse, it restores. It is not blind, it is wise. And I am teaching you to love that way, to love with the light of understanding. Yet, my child, there is a subtle trial that often comes to those with awakened eyes, spiritual loneliness. Because you see what others do, not because you hear what others cannot. You may feel set apart, but hear me. This separation is the sign of calling. Those who are appointed as watchmen do not sleep as others do. They stay awake while the world slumbers. They stand when others sit. They see danger from afar to protect many who never know they are being protected. You are among those souls, those I trust to warn, to intercede, to keep the flame alive when the winds grow strong. Do not seek understanding from the crowd, for the crowd cannot see what you see. But I see, and I understand, and that is enough. As with Elijah of old, there will be moments when you think you are alone, when it seems everyone else has turned away. Yet remember, I have reserved for myself 7,000 who have not bowed to Baal. 1 Kings 19:18. You are never truly alone. There are others in other places carrying the same light, fighting the same battles, though they may not know your name. And at the appointed time I will join these lights together until they form a new dawn upon the earth. Therefore do not fear the darkness. It is only the backdrop against which your light will shine more brightly. My child, I know there are moments when you grow weary, when your eyes have seen too much, your ears have heard too much, your heart feels heavy from knowing too much. But I tell you this, do not carry my burden, only co-labor with me. You were not called to bear the weight of the world, but to illuminate the portion I have given you. Keep your focus. Know which battles are yours and which are mine. When you try to save the whole world, you will burn out. But when you stand only where I place you, you will be strong and steadfast. I promise you, if you are faithful in small things, I will entrust you with greater ones. If you keep your heart pure in secret, I will show you breakthroughs in the open. But remember, discernment is not the destination. It is the pathway back to deeper, wiser love. For the goal of every gift is not power, but love itself. When you truly see, you will begin to understand. When you understand, you will forgive. And when you forgive, you will be free. This is the sacred cycle of light. Keep your eyes bright, but keep your heart soft. Do not let knowledge make you proud, nor discernment make you closed. Let everything you perceive lead you to compassion. For only when your heart can still weep, your light remains pure. Only when you can still love amid understanding, you become like me. I have not called you to see everything, but to see through love. When you see through my light, you will fear nothing, for you will know that everything revealed is revealed only so that it may be healed. My child, When my light begins to fade in your eyes, it is not because I have withdrawn, but because I am teaching you to see in a different way. I want you to know that there is a kind of light visible only through faith, a light that only those who have walked through the long night can perceive. It is in the darkness that I perform the most wondrous work, one that cannot be understood by reason. You think darkness is where life ends, but I tell you the truth. Darkness is where life begins. Just as a seed must hide in the soil before it can rise toward the sun, so must your soul pass through seasons of stillness before it blossoms. Without hiddenness there is no growth. Without night there is no dawn. Without testing there is no true strength. The souls I use most deeply are those who have walked through the deepest night. I know you are weary. I know you have asked again and again, Lord, why do you not speak? But my child, when you cannot hear my voice, it does not mean I am silent. It means I am whispering in another way. Grace does not always speak through words, but through invisible guidance. Sometimes it is a tear you cannot explain, a breath of peace in chaos, a still moment that arrives unannounced. These are my words to you. I am here. Darkness is not merely a trial, it is the womb of rebirth. In it, every illusion is stripped away. All that you relied upon is taken until one thing remains, me. When you have no strength left to hold on, you learn how to be held. When you lose confidence in yourself, you discover how to trust in me. When everything else is gone, you realize the greatest treasure you have is my presence within you. I do not lead you into darkness to frighten you, but to fortify you, not with the strength of the conqueror, but with the strength of the surrendered, not with the pride of one who stands, but the wisdom of one who kneels. You cannot stand firm upon the mountain until you have learned to kneel in the valley. The tears you shed today are seeds for tomorrow's harvest. And when you endure the night and still keep faith, you are laying a foundation that cannot be shaken. Light and darkness both belong to me. I am the one who said, "Let there be light," and light came forth. But I am also the one who formed the night that you might learn to rest and to trust when you cannot see. The night is not my absence. It is another expression of me, quiet, deep, and delicate. If you listen closely, you will hear the rhythm of my heart beating within the dark. But my child, to hear it, you must learn the art of silence. Silence is not emptiness. It is where my voice becomes clearest. When you stop speaking, stop defending, stop controlling, you will begin to hear me in the movement of the wind, in the cadence of your breath, in the smallest things you once overlooked. I am still speaking only now in a language understood only by the still. Do you remember Elijah in the cave? I did not appear to him in the storm, the earthquake, or the fire, but in the gentle whisper that followed. That is the sound of refinement. The storm represents upheaval. The fire represents trial. The earthquake represents the shaking of life. But when all of that passes, what remains is stillness. And in that stillness, Elijah met me. So it shall be with you. After all the shaking, you will meet me not in noise, but in a peace beyond words. You are walking through what many call the dark night of the soul, a season without song, without light, only silence and waiting. But do not fear, for this is a sacred night. It has come not to destroy you, but to purify your faith, to refine it into a faith that needs no proof, no feeling, no condition. Such faith is a gem heaven treasures. And when you emerge from this night, you will carry a light that can never be extinguished, a light the world cannot give and cannot take away. I know there are moments when you want to give up, when you think you have failed, when you long to return to the ease of what once was. But I say to you, do not go back. Keep walking, even one trembling step at a time. Every step you take in the dark is a declaration that you still believe, and that belief moves heaven. Those small, faltering steps are the most powerful songs you could ever offer me. I am not training you for the present, but for eternity. I am teaching you to live not by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from my mouth. I am teaching you to discern truth from falsehood, light from imitation. Not every brightness comes from me, and not every night is to be feared. Sometimes I cover you with the shadow of my wings to shield you from what you are not yet ready to face. My darkness is not punishment, it is protection. When you understand this, fear will lose its grip. You will rest in the night as a child rests in its father's arms. Though the storm rages outside, you will not need to see the future, because you will know I hold it. You will not need answers, because you will know that I am the answer. You will not need to understand why, because you will trust that every path I lead you on ends in light. And one day when you look back, you will see that the night took nothing from you. It only removed what you no longer needed, the things that obscured me. You will realize that in your deepest darkness I planted within you a new light, the light of understanding, of faith, of love, purified of all fear. You will know that everything I allowed had a purpose, that the night was not a full stop but a comma in the symphony of grace. I am calling you to move beyond your fear of the dark and behold the glory hidden within it. Do not try to escape the night, let me turn it into a meeting place. Let your tears become rivers that cleanse the soul. Let your unanswered questions become the bridge that carries you into trust. What I am building in you is not comfort but a steadfast heart. And when you finally surrender, when you whisper, though the night is deep, I still believe you are the light, the night will begin to fade. For I do not need to change your circumstances to prove my love. I only need to change your heart so that you may see my love was never lost. And when the dawn comes, you will not merely say, the Lord was with me in the night, but the Lord was the night of love, night of birth, night of grace. My beloved child, I am leading you into a season of fire, not a fire of destruction, but a fire of rebirth. Do not fear, my child, for this fire is mine, not the world's. It does not come to harm you, but to remove everything that no longer serves the light within you. I do not burn to destroy you, I burn to refine you. For only my fire can melt away what tears or willpower cannot cleanse. I know that when the fire touches you, it hurts. You feel as though everything you once leaned on is dissolving, dreams, collapsing relationships, fracturing the familiar, slipping from your grasp. You gasp, crying, Lord, why is everything burning? But listen closely. My child, I burn not to punish, but to renew. Just as the goldsmith places precious metal into the furnace, I too place you in the fire of grace. Pure gold does not fear fire, only the impurities within it tremble. When the flames rise, your value is not lost, it is being revealed. Do you remember what I said in Isaiah 4:8-10? I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. That is my love. Love that is not weak, indulgent, or sentimental, but strong and holy. I love you too much to let you live wounded, fearful, or bound to habits that drain your soul. I know the places you avoid. I know the pain you hide beneath your smile. I know the words you never say in the quiet of the night. And I say to you now, it is time for my fire to touch them. My fire is an instrument of mercy. It does not flow from anger, but from compassion. For there are wounds that can only be healed when they are burned to the root. I do not patch decay, I rebuild from the ground up. That is why I allow shaking, breaking, and sudden change. You think you are losing, but you are being freed. The blacksmith knows that before a sword can be used, it must pass through fire, hammer, and water. I am doing the same with you, shaping your soul to fit my hand, so that when your time comes, you will strike the darkness without breaking. You will see the fire touch every part of your life. It will reach the places you thought were safe, the relationships you assumed would last, the dreams you believed were mine. I will lead them through the fire, not to destroy them, but to reveal their true nature. What is of me will endure, what is not will fade. Do not cling to what my fire removes, for if I burn it away, it is because I have something better to replace it. Like a gardener pruning dead branches so that new life may flow, I am redirecting your energy from what is dying to what is alive. I do not want you wasting strength preserving what I have already allowed to pass. I want you to learn to let me renew, rather than trying to rescue what I have chosen to release. I know you are weary, for this process is not easy. You feel as though you are standing in a storm stripped of every anchor. But look closely. I am still there in the fire. Just as with the 3 friends of Daniel, the flames cannot consume you because a 4th walks beside you. That 4th is me. When you are in the furnace, I am not watching from a distance. I am inside it with you. I do not ask you to endure alone. I breathe beside you through every flame. When you look around, you may see only smoke, but if you look through the eyes of the Spirit, you will see my hand holding yours. I am teaching you what only souls who have burned can understand. My fire does not destroy, it reveals. It does not consume the soul, it consumes the chains. Every time something in you breaks, something new is being born. Just as the seed must split before it sprouts, your soul must crack open before it blossoms into a new season. You may not yet understand, but I am rebuilding you from within. I am simplifying your life to amplify your spirit. I am teaching you to live with depth instead of noise, to act with clarity instead of striving to move with peace instead of fear. You once sought meaning in outcomes, but now I am teaching you to find meaning in the process. You thought fire came to take away, but you will see it came to give back, to return you to the original design I intended before fear, pain, and sin obscured it. In the coming days, unexpected things may unfold. A relationship ends, a door closes, a plan halts. Do not panic. None of it is random. I am refining not only your actions, but your motives. I am burning away ambition disguised as ministry and self-will hidden behind calling. For I do not want you to merely work for me. I want you to become like me. Yes, the fire makes you weep. But remember, your tears do not extinguish my fire. They purify it. Every tear that falls is a prayer I receive. And every time you endure without complaint, every time you choose to believe without seeing, I pour new oil into your soul, the oil of perseverance, of insight, of heavenly strength. You will not be the same after this season. When the fire passes, you will be lighter, brighter, deeper. You will see the world through eyes cleansed by flame, and you will understand everything I removed was shadow, and everything I left was real. The fire does not steal you. It returns you to yourself, to the image I shaped before the beginning, before fear, before pain, before sin. And when you emerge, the world will not see what was burned away. It will see what was reborn, the reflection of my glory, alive within you. My beloved child, when the fire of mine begins to burn within your soul, I want you to understand a sacred mystery. Every trial carries within it a divine promise. No pain is permitted to enter your life without purpose. No flame is kindled by my hand without a hidden reason. Every spark, every shaking, every loss is woven with the perfect precision of heaven. I do not allow you to suffer so I may test your strength. I place you in the fire because I already know you will not be consumed. For what has been formed by my hand cannot be destroyed by flame. Do you know why gold must enter the furnace? Because only in the fire do the impurities rise to the surface and lose their power to hide. So it is with your soul. When I lead you into the refining process, the unseen things within you begin to surface: pride disguised as confidence, fear masked as wisdom, control mistaken for faith. I do not expose these to shame you, but to free you, because whatever is brought into the light loses its dominion over you. So do not be afraid when weakness appears in the midst of your journey. Rejoice, for it means I am working deeply within you. breaking the chains you didn't know still bound your heart. Fire is also where I teach you to see through the eyes of heaven. When you stand in the midst of pain, you see loss, but I see creation. You see dreams shattered. I see doors opening. You see ashes. I see fertile ground prepared for new seed. Therefore, do not judge what I am doing while the fire still burns, for only when the smoke clears will you behold the masterpiece I am crafting. In this season, I am teaching you the art of seeing by faith, not through the lens of your wounds. Many let suffering harden their hearts, but I use suffering to make you softer, deeper, and wiser. My fire does not come to close you, but to open you, not to frighten, but to show you that when you allow me to touch your pain, it ceases to be a wound. It becomes a window through which light enters. Every tear you have shed in despair will become oil to anoint another soul. My child, I never let brokenness end in loss. In my kingdom, every breaking is the beginning of something new. I have seen your nights of prayer without answers, your silent tears in the dark as you whispered, "Where are you?" You thought I was silent, but even as you cried, I was working. The potter does not speak while shaping the clay, for his hands are busy forming. My silence is not absence, it is the sound of creation. You cannot hear both the hammer and the whisper at once. Let me work in silence, and when the time is right, I will speak softly yet powerfully. My child, come forth. I have seen how you endured, how you remained still when misunderstood, how you chose faith when logic failed, how you forgave when bitterness would have been easier. You thought no one noticed, but I saw it all. Not one tear falls without being recorded in my book. Not one sigh is wasted in the wind. Every time you choose love over resentment, your faith grows brighter. Every time you choose trust without understanding, your soul expands. I am transforming your faith from borrowed to genuine, from faith that needs a miracle to faith that knows I am the miracle. Do you see, my child? It is in the fire that my chosen ones shine brightest. Moses walked through the wilderness 40 years to learn that my voice is not always in thunder, but in the gentle breeze. Joseph endured betrayal and prison to learn that true glory is not found on the throne, but in faithfulness. David fled into caves to discover that anointing is not a crown, but a surrendered heart. And you, beloved one, walk the same sacred path. I am making you one who can stand amid the shaking without fear, love amid the darkness without dimming, and live among ruins without losing hope.